Coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida, the place with the best beaches by the bay. That can only mean one thing. It is Monday night, and it is time for Car Stereo Talk with your hosts, Dean and Fernando. Let's give it up for the crew. Yeah! Woo! Welcome to the show, everyone. It is Monday. That can only mean one thing. We're here to answer, take your questions, and have a gay old time, as my friend Fred Flintstone used to say.
Whoa.
It's a happy time. That's what it meant. It's happy. Okay. You've made it dirty. Anyways, welcome to the show, guys. We are back in the Bay. I am back in the Bay. I'm going on absolutely zero sleep in the last 24 hours because my flight got delayed in Canada for 3 hours, and I got there at 4 o'clock in the morning, a.m. time. And when that means, and we're in Toronto, so it's the same time zone. So it's been a very long day. We're going to do the best that we can with the energy that I have. We're going to take a look at some of the photos from the CMA Expo, kind of go over that a little bit because it was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll answer your questions until I pass out, which, we'll see how that goes. But before we do all that, I'd like to thank all of you for coming. Thank you, Brad. He did text me while we were there to see how it was going. I mean, he did have his guy Fred there. Fred did a fantastic job. That whole night was cool, but we'll talk about that more. Evening, gents. What's up? How's everybody doing? Let me just go back through here. I'm going to star this one, and we'll come back to that. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I'll undo that so we can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Evening, gents. I think.
Good evening.
Hope Paul is in overdrive. Probably not. I mean, he literally lives his life like that. So, I mean, he's never. I tried YouTube Music. It doesn't offer fast forward or rewind, so I'll switch back to Spotify. I can understand that. I don't ever rewind. Do you ever rewind?
On?
Music? Like when you're playing music? Do you ever fast forward or rewind?
Yeah.
I played it again, but I've never actually rewound. Like, I don't know if I've ever done that. I just play
only on my phone.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if we're tuning a car and we need to scrub back, we might do that. But I mean, and no other application have I ever fast forwarded through music.
Just my favorite part of the song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
But so before we get too deep into this, by all means, get your questions in, get your welcomes in. Hi,
Miguel.
Welcome back. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's nice to be back here in the sunny Florida. It was freezing cold. We'll cover all of that. I have some cool pictures that I want to share with you. Before we dig too deep in that, though, we do this little thing called the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club. Most of you guys are members. This week it's brought to you by the fine folks at D&F Tool Drawer. That's right. You could find the cool IRTA2 right there. Who do we have here, Fernando? You act like I was going to ask you.
Beautiful.
Oh, no, it's beautiful.
Beautiful amplifiers,
looks
acrylic.
fantastic. And who's it by?
Mr. Rios did that.
Mr. Rios?
Yeah.
Which Rios? Mike?
No.
Oh,
I don't know his. I mean, I'm
just
gonna
Rios.
Say. All right. So how you say his name?
I'd say Herman.
Herman Calderon. There you go.
Herman Calderon.
That's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because you said it.
That's
what I say, Mr. Calderon, Mr. Rios. He did that.
Anyways,
beautiful work.
Job.
Yeah.
If you're interested in picking yourself up the coolest tool ever, which 2 new Canadians now have this in their possession, they bought them while I was there, so I'm loaded with Canadian cash right now, bro.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you for the support for sure. The exchange rate right now is crap for them, so I felt bad, but I took all their money anyways. But
all the money,
they aren't eating. They aren't eating, bro. It was like $100 more Canadian. It was crazy.
But now
they can.
Now they have a cool tool.
Yeah, so good on them. So if you have an awesome wiring job and you would like to share it with the world, by all means, post it there. It's a fantastic thing to do.
It is. Good pictures, not
Yeah,
shitty
good-
pictures.
good
Just
stuff.
good pictures.
And like I said, please get your posts, get your things all lined up,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can take a look at that.
Yeah.
This first segment is going to be brought to you by the fine folks at Focal. If you're interested in picking yourself up some amazing speakers that sound fantastic and could be a perfect fit, Focal inside. You never know. From auditor to
Utopia M's.
well, I was gonna kind of go through the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But I
So
got hung up
auditor,
on integration.
integration,
They got access.
flax,
No, you forgot slate fiber. Then
slate fiber.
flax.
Yes.
Then K2.
Yeah.
Then K2M.
Yep.
Then Utopia. Then Utopia M.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of them. There's something for everybody in that lineup. And if you'd like to know more about it, head to focal-merrick.com. And tomorrow when we go on Instagram, because I'll be more awake, we'll show what we got going into this G35 over here. This is not Fernando's. This is an old school 4-door G35 put in a radio, but he's getting a nice set of Focal access, front stage upgrade. It's going to sound fan-freaking-tastic.
That's right.
He was smart enough to do the upgrade. Apparently, while I was away, he found some more money under the couch. So he's upgrading from the integration. Actually, he was going to go auditor. He's jumping all the way up, 2 steps up to access. So tomorrow I'll be making some cool tweeter mounts.
A lot of power. Let's go.
It's going to have a lot of power. It's going to sound fantastic. So, with that being said, let's dive deep into this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pull this up, and we'll just leave the top up there because I don't really think it matters. I'm gonna head over to this laptop right here. So this is the CMA Expo. There was about 296 people. That seems awfully precise. That's because it is. They told me how many there were. He was very proud of that and it was very busy. There was a lot of people, and this was the opening of the show floor, opening day.
So I'm guessing that was Ben taking this picture.
I think it might have been Ben on his phone or Tim. Yeah. I don't know. I was off a frame there to the right because I whistled to get all their attention.
Just because he likes to, hey, everybody give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, everyone give it a thumbs up for
Ben,
sure.
That's Ben.
So there's everybody walking in.
Yeah.
I think I'd already walked in by then because I snuck in. Moving into it, lots of fun stuff to see. It was really cool.
Okay.
But, lots of people on the floor. So that was really the kind of gist of it there. But there is more.
There is more?
Yeah. Hang on.
Why you didn't show us?
Well, because...
What the heck?
So I want to go to this one because this one is cooler. All right, so hold on. Right. Yeah, go back. Yeah, this one's cooler.
Hello, Victor. How you doing today, man?
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah, he texted me while I was in Canada.
Oh, really?
He's like, "Can you?" I'm like, "No, I'm in Canada, dude." All right, so let's go back to here. So this is the hallway in the morning. So as you can see, this is off to the side. This is where all the fun happens. So there's lots going on here. Everyone's just kind of like chilling out, getting ready to go to their classes. Lots of giveaways as always. There is our good friend Phil Tastic in the background doing one of his classes.
Love Phil.
There's myself.
Hang on. Stop right there.
Yeah.
Put it back. Now zoom it in. Zoom in. Okay,
trying,
whatever it is.
I'm
Just
trying.
more. What's going on with that picture, guys?
It was cold, bro. It was cold.
Yeah, but it's not a hoodie.
Oh.
Okay, again. There you go.
Sorry.
There you go. So, it's not a hoodie. It's not a jacket.
It's a sports jacket.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Why is that weird?
Because, and you have pants.
I do have
a sports
pants.
jacket.
I have pants and a sports
It's like,
jacket.
what?
Yeah. I mean, bro,
you look like a politician.
Oh, dude, it was freaking everybody out. It was so great. I had a blast.
It's like, guys, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was either that
vote
or
for me.
There's our good friend Andy teaching class. There's Seth. I talked to Seth. He was on my same flight. I'll tell you a funny story about that. There again, nice shot of the hallway. All right, that kind of circles the background. Now I have
Campaign Dan.
Yeah, big player. So hang on. I'm gonna go switch to my phone because I do have some phone
pictures.
Yeah, I was classing up the place 100%, man. I wanted to. I've always wanted to have a sports jacket on.
So why you didn't do it over here?
Because I just didn't have time. Like Haley and I went.
Okay.
You know, so
maybe next year.
next year. All
Next
right,
year
so
we'll have Dean.
this will make you feel better. All right, so
Okay.
we're gonna jump over to here.
Oh.
So there's me.
That's a classic picture in the mirror.
That's the picture in the mirror, sports jacket on.
And it says what, men?
Yeah, it was in the.
It's just to confirm.
It was in the men's. It was in the men's bathroom. I mean, it was like, you know, what the heck.
Yeah. Toe shoes for sure.
So this is a picture I took of. Actually, I was just gonna have to stay like
That's
this.
it. Yeah.
So this was the S8, Kenwood S8, on the bench.
Okay.
And there's the factory screen on the bottom, and there's the S8 on the top.
And it's crazy how similar they look.
You know, it's funny too because there's like a pair of pliers on there, and I don't remember what I. Oh, I know what I needed the pliers for. I had a bracket I had to bend, but I just needed to do this install. All you need is a panel tool that comes in the box.
Yep.
A
7mm.
A Phillips screwdriver.
Yeah.
A 7mm, and that tiny Torx screwdriver.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to put this in.
Fantastic.
It's like ridiculously.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It'd be fantastic. All right, so this is it in the car. Looks factory. Looks totally factory, and then until you get to that boot up screen.
It's crazy, right?
And that to me was kind of it looks like the factory screen.
Yeah.
It's not. It's totally a new screen, a new operating system. But, and there again, here's the volume up and down, which didn't work when I put it in the first time because there was a problem. So that's doing front or left camera, right camera, and center camera.
Okay.
And then I have to go
camera,
back. Dash cam.
Okay, I'm like.
Yeah. Front camera.
Okay.
Left camera, right camera.
And front camera.
Front camera.
Okay.
And then I have it doing gauges and gauges, and then 2 was car information. Then it shuts off and it looks factory again, right? Pretty scary.
Dude, that looks fantastic.
There's Cody.
It
was a note. So we went up in the CN tower.
That looks cool, dude.
For dinner.
Yeah.
One of the JVC Kenwood guys was retiring, so we went up there to have a little party for him. Really nice guy.
A lot of people retiring.
And there's the Blue Jay Stadium.
Oh, nice.
So which I thought was cool because the Blue Jays play in, Dunedin. Yeah. This was a shot I sent to Haley because she's like, "You at the CN Tower?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so that's everybody ordering. There's Glenn and the guys. And so this, for those of you guys who've never been to Toronto, in the terminal to get onto the plane, there's a restaurant. So in your seats while you're waiting to get on the plane, there's a QR code, and you can order food while you're just sitting there waiting, and they bring it right to you. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. It's only at like F60 something or whatever it is that they do that. I mean, there's restaurants and stuff like that, but I had to take pictures because I saw it last year and I was like, I'll never believe that. Now, one of the things that we got to do while we were there is obviously I installed the radio in this F-150 here. I'm off left. Josh is in the middle. Fred Lynch. And way in the back, the bald guy, is Matt Yerger from iData. So this turned out to be a 2-hour and 15-minute class, which was insanity.
Crazy.
But people loved it, and they didn't. Most of them, I'd say a good 90% of them stayed the whole time. There was pee breaks, and people walked out to go smoke a cigarette because it was so long, but everybody just kept coming back. It was crazy. So this is me kind of going over some of the criteria. One of the new things with this particular piece is that it is going, depending on the car you have, it's going to be either an RR or an RR2. Okay. And so I, of course, was just suggesting them just to sell the RR2.
So you don't have to worry.
So you don't have to worry about it. But, Lance, what's up? Lance was there. Checked out, I got to sit in the truck with him for a while, and we played with the new Vinland stuff.
Yeah.
I think we were just hiding, to be honest with you.
Hiding?
Yeah, we were totally hiding. So where we were standing here, no one could see the screen. So some guys were like, "Hey, could you guys move?" We're like, "Oh, yeah, sure." So then I moved over to the side. Josh is filming me. That's why he's standing there. If you look really, really close, you can see his camera.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you about that later. So this is the back of the class. This is why we were doing it. There's back to me doing that. I thought that was fun. Hallway pick. There again. I downloaded some of these. This is from the back of the class.
Yeah.
There's Josh doing the intro, getting everybody excited. Being a hype man. I of course was like, I gotta walk around. I gotta do something. So I was like walking around the class and crawling through the truck to get back.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was 2 hours, man. It's like I gotta do something. So, anyways, that was that, and I just wanted to share some of those photos with you, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we were doing. I did go live one night on Instagram to show you how the truck worked. Jacket with toe shoes, dude. I had dress toe shoes on, so it looked fantastic. Everyone was like freaking out. Nick from Memphis. They were walking and talking, and they were just so enamored, like they were so pissed. They just walked right past the cafeteria, and they were like, "Wait a minute, where did we go?" Yeah. So, yeah,
That's Dean.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It's a really good show. I enjoyed it a lot. How is it that the F-150 dash with the Kenwood looks identical to my 2022 F-250, but the F-2250 is not supported? That's a great question, and it could be. I don't know. So a lot of the times it comes down to the plug is different, and or the truck they haven't got their hands on yet, or I was talking to somebody today, and like with a BO system in that particular vehicle, or which they moved the amplifiers in a different location. So there's, I'm sure, a reason for it. Something changed. Like Josh has a 2024, and it's not supported, but they're working on it. So I could tell you, listen, it's coming. That's all I got. It's coming. It will be at one point.
Right.
The other thing too is that if the right now the information, like if a okay, hold on, let me get my if the MFT1 kit works on your car, so if you go to iData and type in and it says the MFT1 kit will work, then the S8 kit will work. So that's that. But if you're not making that initial launch, then you'll be coming, shortly after that. So when is IKEA going to carry dash kits?
Soon.
Yeah, right. For car stereo installation, what challenges do hybrids and electric cars give you that you don't have with regular gas cars? Voltage. The voltages are all over the place. So, for example, if you look at the new Teslas, they're 15 to 17 volts. When you look at the new Cybertruck, it's a 24 volt system. So there's all kinds of things like that. And then you have the electronics and the sensing of voltage, amperage draw. So not voltage, but amperage draw sensors. So if the amplifier is drawing too much current, it's capable of monitoring that, and it thinks there could be a problem. So it could put cars into, what do they call that mode? Limp mode or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the name for it. I'm sorry. But so those are really the things. The other thing too is that we were talking about this yesterday because I was with Eric from Alpine, and they had a they had a bubble, a jelly bean there that they put.
The Cyber is 48.
What's that? Yeah, Cyber's 48. They had the jelly bean car there, whichever that Model Y, I think it was a Model Y, that they had jacked up, and it was supposed to look like an all-terrain vehicle. So they put like a 2.5-inch lift on it, and it was the stupidest looking thing ever. And I'm going, like, the battery on the bottom is probably not going to be good with this. You know what I mean? Like, it needs like a skid plate or something. Because, anyways, point being, you wanted me to hear the new tune that they put on it. And also, we were talking about the fact that Alpine is re-releasing the Tesla systems. So now you can buy everything a la carte, as well as they're working on all the new harnesses. So like the current system only goes up to like 2022 or something like that. So now that they've got them out in the field, they found out that there's several different harnesses, because depending on when the car was built, the harness, like during COVID, they were not making.
Just all over the place.
They were just throwing parts in the car. Like we got 12 of these. Put it in that car. So they're going to have, here in a month or so, they're going to have a system builder on their website. So you can type in like your VIN, and it'll give you a list of all the parts for your Tesla system. I was like, oh, that's cool. They're also coming out with a add-on subwoofer. So you can buy just the sub box, but it's going to be a full package with the amplifier. It's coming with the little amplifier that goes on the back of the radio. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Comes with that. It comes with a wave tech. So they're using a wave tech piece, which is cool because they use a pack piece on the other one. So it's like, I think it's cool because they're just like, we don't have to build this. This thing already exists. Let's just use this. So,
for sure.
So, hi, Dean. I asked before, but forgot your answer. Might be two. But which head unit did you say doesn't clip at max volume? Weber fan answered that right here. He said Kenwood and JVC don't clip, and he's correct. They don't. Now, that isn't to say you can go in and turn the subwoofer volume up to the ends of the earth. That will clip.
Usually you go into the settings and they do the bass boost and all these crazy.
So if you just leave it at if you leave it alone, you'll be fine.
How it is, yes. You can turn the subwoofer.
Well, the subwoofer clips at past 3, but there again, it all depends on whether you're doing 0 dB or -10 or whatever. Typically, what I do is
always 0.
I use it. I leave. So when we're setting the gains, I'll typically leave the gain for the subwoofer down all the way, and I'll adjust just the mids and high gains so that I can use the extra voltage from the subwoofer volume control. That seems to work really well for us. So, Eduardo, buenos tardes. Not going to do it. I don't have.
How are you? How's everything?
I know. I just don't have the energy.
No,
my head is pounding. Oh my God, it's like killing me right now. I know, what a pussy. Anyways, this next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Audio Control. Hey, so interesting thing. So Audio Control has all these new truck boxes, okay, which have been in and out of stock lately, but now they are in stock and ready to pick up. But those amplifiers up top are the Altitude amps. In the Altitude, one of the big things that separates the Altitude from everything else, or from the Epic line that is so popular right now, is that the Altitude, for one, is great value, but it has one feature, one specific feature. It has other features, like it's a better built, better quality amplifier for sure.
Yes, better looking amplifier.
Oh, better looking, no doubt. Is that it comes with an internal high level to low level adapter, like most audio control stuff does, with the exception of the Epic. It's an 800 watt amp. We know it puts out well into 900 watts. We've dynoed it live. Bass knob, parking lot mode, so that you can turn it off, decrease the volume.
Yeah.
So, and I believe it's, it's not parking lot mode. It's, what are the guys that take your keys and park your car?
Valet mode.
It's valet mode. Yeah. Which you can see right there. Like I said, I'm
take
really
your power
tired.
and park it.
But one of the cool features, and we were talking about this today with them, is that you buy something like that, and it's perfect for when adding to a factory radio, because it has the high level to low level adapter into it. You don't need a bunch of extra parts. You can buy the 800 watt amp, and you're golden. Team that up with one of the factory boxes that come preloaded with the subs.
I really like the look.
These their most popular boxes right now? The Chevy. And they just launched the Ram box, and it's shipping.
Surprise.
But the Chevy is like, they can't keep those things in stock. But when you decide to buy an amplifier, check out the Altitude to power those subwoofers, because it has the internal high level to low level adapter. It's got tons of power, and you won't be disappointed. So, and then particularly check out the 800.1 800.1. You can find all this information at audiocontrol.com.
I like the 800. It's
pretty
cool.
Yeah, it is. And they're prettier. I think it's way prettier. I like the color. How do you describe the delay adjustment in a Pioneer or Kenwood head unit for a customer who wants to use the delay from the radio directly to the aftermarket amplifier? I just call it time alignment. It's what it is. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, I mean, we do it all the time. Just turn it on, let it do its thing. Time alignment is time alignment. It really doesn't matter what it's coming from, whether it's coming from a radio that has it or whether it's coming from a DSP that has it. Milliseconds of delay are the same thing. Now, in a DSP, if you have plenty of channels and you've got lots of power, you have a tweeter channel, you have a mid-range channel, you may have a mid-bass channel, or you could have just a tweeter and a mid-range, you could have rear, you could have sub. So you have discrete channels of delay. In a radio, you don't. You just have front, rear, and sub. But that doesn't mean that you can't delay them and properly get a good, solid alignment out of them. You can do that.
Mhm.
We have a couple videos where we show you how to do that. I personally like to use my disc's polarity pop track.
Yeah.
That's the one that goes pop, 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 pop. On a Kenwood, believe it or not, the factory default ones, they work really well. I mean, it's almost scary. But if you'd like to refine it, my step is to measure the. I don't even measure. I just leave the passenger side at 0.
Mm-hmm.
I go in and I turn all the levels to 0 because they pre-adjust the levels. So I will pick driver's side, 0 everything out. So both levels and the number, and then I play the polarity and I just start moving the driver's speaker over while it's popping, and it'll just boop 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 until it's right in the center. I'll listen to it a little bit, and then it's done. And I'll do the same for the rear. I'll fade it to the rear. I'll leave that one at 0, and I'll pop this until it sounds like it's coming from right about
You do
here.
this?
No, actually I don't. It's funny because I just sit there and you can hear it move behind your head, and it's harder. It's definitely harder than the front, but once it gets there, then
So
you
what
go
do you
back
do,
and
this?
fade the front, and then
Something?
no,
Huh.
just standard. Then you balance it back into the center, or I'm sorry, fade it back into the center. And once I've done that, I may or may not add a little bit more delay to the rears just to push them back further.
Definitely.
I definitely add a little bit more to the rears.
Yeah.
So, what's up?
Here you go.
Hola.
¿Qué pasa, mi gente? See, a lot of Puerto Rican.
Jeff is Puerto Rican. I mean, we all know Jeff is Puerto Rican.
Totally.
But
question number 2.
Question number 2. Do you have any recommendations for an 02 or 2022 Honda Accord for aftermarket radio integration for a vehicle with the OEM amplifier? So it's funny. We used to do the Alpine 8 to 10. But what you're really looking for in that particular vehicle is you need to retain. So you have to have an amplified channel for the center channel, the subwoofer, the driver's and passenger front tweeters, and the driver's and passenger front mid bass. Those are the only 6 channels you need to worry about. So you need to have something that has at least 6 channels of input and however many outputs you need. But you have to include the center channel because if you don't, it sounds crappy. Now, if you have an extra 2 channels, it still doesn't matter about adding in the rears because the rears do have some delay. The fronts don't. So the rears are delayed to the front. So if you just leave them out, then you don't have to screw with that crap. And then we will amplify the rears coming with the signal off of the front. So we'll just take the front signal, put it onto our rear speakers if we're doing rear speakers. We didn't always, but that's kind of what we're doing. We used to love doing the Alpine 850
10 channel. Yeah.
the 10 channel that had 8 channels of amplifier in it that were like 25 watts. Little crappy power because we'd use that to power the center, and then we'd use 4 of the channels to power the rear deck because it's active in the rear deck, and then we'd put a 5-channel amp in that would power the front 2 tweeters, front 2 mids, and the sub. So we would have a full active system with that. But any one of the Helix amplifiers would that you sell would probably work good. But you need to make sure that those are the channels you get. And otherwise than that, that's all I got for you. I'm going to hide that current comment.
No.
Current. What?
Did you answer that one?
I didn't answer. I didn't see that one. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I mean, it's big green.
Dude, my eyes are closed right now. I can't see anything.
Thank you for the 5.
Thank you for the 5. Kicker, key, 200.4. I hate it when they put the 4 and the 7 in there. It's like that's all just inventory stuff. That is nothing. Like no one calls it that. Alpine X S65Cs or R2 S65Cs. Which do you think sounds better? Believe it or not, I would probably go with the R2 S65Cs. I would definitely go that way. Um, I do have my reasons, which I'm not going to go into, but that's the one I would pick.
Cool.
Need a PDX V9. Don't
With
we
the
all?
DSP.
With the DSP? Yeah, Eric and I had a really good conversation this
Yeah?
weekend. It was fantastic. I like Eric a lot. He's a really nice guy, and we have a lot in common.
Eric.
Eric from Alpine.
Okay.
You know,
Brooks.
Brooks. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Whoa, that was neat.
Wow.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Anyways,
Out of focus.
I'm an old school 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Is it safe to mount a SCAR 1200 MB amp under the back seat of this particular vehicle? I would not, because the back seat in that thing, I probably wouldn't. What we used to do with big amplifiers in that vehicle back in the day was we'd mount them on the sides. Those big surfboards would just go on the sides of the rear. That's where we'd put them. An amp like that, we know what you're going to do with it. Probably not the best place to stifle it up underneath the seat. You're going to want to keep air moving over it. Yeah. I tried YouTube.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's okay. It's okay. X-Men says hello from Maryland.
Hello from Maryland.
Yeah. I saw last week that Dual Electronics released a $200 iDataLink Maestro head unit. Who has the cheapest? Honestly, Fang, I think you know that I pay no attention to pricing. The reality is it's like everyone is moving that way. Like we know that everyone is doing that. So you have Jensen, you have Dual, you have Boss. And there again, I don't know if it's a matter of which one is the cheapest. To me, this solves a lot of problems. Okay, there's certain criteria that you have to have built into the radio. Like just putting a plug on the back of the radio isn't enough. So this could make those radios better. I mean, you got to understand too is that a $200 radio, you still have a $300 interface and harness. I mean, the interface and harness are going to cost more than the radio. So this is one of those situations where you look at it and go, are people really going to buy this stuff? I don't know. I don't know. But to me, that's more the question. When the harness and the interface cost more than the radio, do you buy that radio? I mean, to me, that's silly. I just, yeah.
You definitely buy that radio. No, don't buy that radio.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel you got to get the best radio you can for the money you got. Hey, Dean. Fernando. Hola. Do you guys have any feedback on the Morel Ultimo Power Slim 10-inch subwoofer?
It looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
We have it there. We haven't had the chance to get into it. But
it's taken us a year, but we have the box, we have the subwoofer.
It's been like 20 years already.
Yeah.
This is,
So I've heard it. It does sound fantastic. That's for sure. It's nice. It's in their Bronco box, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic woofer. I mean, it's a 5.1-inch voice coil. It's a beast of a woofer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Saving for my amps. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Audiotech Fisher continues to improve its DSP software and tune EQ. Looks like a really cool feature to play with. Yeah. I mean, they have we're gonna get Jeff on here. I think next month we decided on, or we kind of hoped for. Because by then the 6.0 or whatever it is will be released.
The new
software, and we'll get him on to talk about that. I know you guys like DSP talk, so Arc Audio just had a bunch of new releases on theirs, so we'll get Brian back on to talk about that. We're going to get Jeff on to talk about the new Helix. I'm going to get Sage or Herman on to talk more about Moscone, although they haven't done anything new. Just to touch back on it, we had Ken earlier a couple months back. I don't think they're doing any updates anytime soon, but hey, we can get Ken on and talk a little bit about their stuff because they have a couple new features that are pretty nice. I did not sit through the 3-hour or 4-hour training that they did. They tuned Daryl's truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I got to hear it. He has a full, so he has Um, okay, what is it? What's above Voce? Thesis. So he
Mm-hmm.
has a set of Thesis tweeters in the A pillars that he made. Is the
Wow.
F-150.
Okay.
So Thesis tweeters, Jesus, they're huge. Thesis mids. Then he has, this is the fun one. He has Hertz Milli Pro Legends in the door, 6.5s. Actually, the 8 inch. They make a 7 inch. I'm sorry, they make a 7 inch in the doors.
Wow.
Yeah, he likes those. He's like, I wanted more mid bass, so I went with those. I totally understand that. I mean, why not? Got to go with what works. And then he had Forza amplifiers for
Mm-hmm.
DSP. He had a 4 to 10, and he had a bunch of SR amplifiers powering the subwoofers.
That's
He
pretty
made
cool.
a really nice box. That sounded really good. 6x9s with a 3.5 inch in the dash, or would a 6x9 or a 6.5 component with a regular size tweeter be better? Okay, so this is a great question because there's no easy way to say this without like, here's the deal. The 6903s or the Kenwood kicker versions of them, where you get the 3.5 and the 6x9, or I think kicker makes it. I don't know. Anyways, a 6x9 and a 3.5
Mm-hmm.
at the price points that they're available at makes a lot of sense. If that's where you're at in your budget, I would strongly recommend doing that, the 6x9 tweeter. Now, don't be confused with the fact that, like, if you were to buy something like a Focal Flax or an Elate from Morel, or like we said earlier, high or Hertz Milli Legends,
K2s,
K2s, insert any brand of speaker that's between $800 to $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
No, Arc Audio RS. Um,
Right.
These speakers are designed differently. Now, keep in mind, though, you need everything to back that up. Okay, so you're just not going to throw these speakers in there without a DSP, proper sound treatment, nice brackets. The more money you spend on the speaker, the more money you have to spend on the installation to make those things sound good. They don't just sound fantastic out of the box. So it's kind of like a snowball effect. So whereas like the more inexpensive / affordable 6x9 and 3.5, you get great sound out of it, and you really don't have to do a ton of work to do that. But that's where you're at. It's just like if you buy a base model like me. I have just a simple convertible Mustang, 4-banger with a turbo. It's fast enough for me. It does what I want. However, I've had plenty of guys that come in with their GT 500s, and they're like, "Bro, check out mine." And he went and added the cool exhaust and the bigger, fatter tires, which I still did. But you know, if you want to race and go fast, you got to spend a bunch of money on it. So, yeah, that's really about it. I don't know what else you got.
Spend the money in good speakers.
Do you know if Audio Frog will ever come on a DSP? Andy's been working on a DSP. He's already had one, but it wasn't open for public sale. There's a couple people that have it. Ada has one. There's somebody else that has one that I can't mention because
mention it.
No, I can't.
Do it.
No. But yeah, I feel like yes, I feel like he is, and that's just my guess.
Today, man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's because I'm so tired, bro. I am so tired, Mike.
What's up, Chuck?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Okay.
How do we ask questions? You did. That's literally how you ask a question.
Just type it.
Type it, and then we try to read it, and there you go. Just type your question here. See, now you just like you wasted it, right? Oh, doesn't that suck? Oh, it's so sad. I feel terrible.
What are your opinions on the Andre Hay units? I have a Lexus IS, and the only option for CarPlay is switching to an Andre Hay unit or a Grom Vine.
Grom V line.
Grom V line.
Yeah, that's that. You know who they are. So if the idea is to make something that sounds good, you're not going to get it from one of those. Okay, that's just the reality of it. You're not. Most of those radios have really bad outputs. Now, that's not to say all of them. You only
care for CarPlay.
If all you're trying to do is CarPlay, there's plenty. You have RVDFL.com, ZZ2, Grom, but CarPlay is one of these Chinese things. Will add CarPlay to it. Now it's not authorized by any stretch of the imagination. I'm using one in my car right now because I'm waiting for a new radio. Lexus IS. Lexus, as far as like being able to put like a Kenwood, the new S8 float screen, that won't be till probably the end of the year when they're going to offer some of the Lexus upgrades. It's just going to depend. But I mean, we do them. Sometimes they work fine. But bro, Android head units for me, especially in something I don't touch them. I don't want anything to do with them. But most people are like, "Hey, I bought this. I read all the reviews. It said it sucked, but I bought it anyways." Maybe if you drank something other than water, you could get a coffee and wake up, drink a pure pressure, man, pure pressure. No, it's funny too. I was totally pulling Fernando this week.
Yeah.
I was drinking Coke. I was straight Coke.
Really?
Well, because they don't have corn syrup in their Coke, so it tastes better because it's like Mexican Coke.
Wow.
So, and they don't have caffeine in their Mountain Dew. So Tommy brought his own cooler this year of Mountain Dew.
With his own
yeah, he's like, I brought my own Mountain Dew this year. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, Mike, I agree. I just honestly, I don't want to. I'm in that like I just want to go to bed. I don't want to do anything to wake up because I just really want to go to bed. So here's what happened. I had a 7:15 flight out of Canada. So last night we went to a wonderful dinner with the guys from JVC Kenwood, Canada. One of the gentlemen there was retiring, and they took us all to the CN Tower for dinner, and it was fabulous. So we got back at about 11:30. So by about 12:30, I'd said goodbye to everyone that was there, that was still there, which was just a lot of industry professionals that hadn't left yet. I had already packed. I had to leave for the airport at 4:00. That was the first bus out. So, because normally leaving Toronto is just a shit show.
Right.
It's the easiest way to say that. Made it through Toronto Airport in record time. I literally walked in and was on the other side of customs in 22 minutes.
What did they say? We don't want you here.
It was insanity. And that was from leaving the hotel to the other side of custom was 22 minutes. I was like, That was the fastest I've ever gotten. That was like going through the whole bag check thing, going through TSA, and they checked my backpack. I mean, holy God, it was the fastest. It was almost the fastest I've ever made it through TSA by itself. So, walked to my terminal, sat down, and I showed you the pictures of those, and I'm sitting there, and I pulled on my laptop because I had some work to do. So I was doing some work, and then I get a text message, and now it's about 5:00, 5:15, and they're like, "Hey, sorry, but your flight has been delayed 3 hours." And I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah.
So then I kept working for about another hour, and then they texted and said, "Oh, and your gate has been changed to this," which was on the other side of the airport. Fantastic. And I was like, I hate you. I hate you so much. So I got my work done because I knew I had plenty of time. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to. So I'm just going to stay here.
Just keep walking like a zombie?
I'm just going to stay here and finish my work because I had 3 hours. So then I walked over there, and I'm glad I did because it was just shitty chairs. And then that was it. So, did you hold on? So, anyways, been up since 4:00 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning. I haven't heard the $5,000 Accuton speakers yet, but if the price justifies, do they sound that much better than Morel Elite Carbons, for example? Okay. Here's the deal. This is a loaded question, and that I can't actually answer this for you because I don't know what you like. This is one of those things where you could be like, I could answer it if you're not on my team, you suck. Me being a big fan of Morels and go, bro, there's nothing that sounds as good as a Morel. Yeah. I'm not going to do that though, because I like the way they sound and the characteristic of the speaker doesn't mean you are. Like you might have, different taste in the way a speaker auditions than I do, right? So the best thing to do is to go to one of these like world finals. Yeah, Fernando pulls this up.
Look at that.
I took a picture of these this weekend too, Supremos. Um, the best thing is to find out like where these shows are. So you got like Aggie Land coming up. You got World Finals towards the end of the year. You got Steel Valley Regionals coming up. These are all high end shows where you might be able to find these. I think Nick Apicilla is the Akiton guy.
Yes, he is.
So you could reach out to Nick Apicilla,
he might have some
and see if any of those
there.
cars are going to be there. And that's what you want to do. You want to listen to that. And then you want to listen to Miguel's car because Miguel will be there. And he has the Morelli like carbons in his car. And that would be two really good examples and help you maybe decide which ones you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I would have spent $5,000 on a set of speakers, unless I make a bunch of money and don't care, then I want to hear them. Is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
So Addis says all $1,000 speakers sound good. All $3,500 speakers sound better. All $5,000 speakers sound better than all that. It's all about what you can afford. True, and both of those are $5,000 sets of speakers. So now it's deciding what $5,000 set of speakers do I want to buy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean you're already looking at two of the best speakers out there.
Also preference,
Well, yeah, I mean that really is what it comes down to, though. So. Good thing Mike wasn't with you. He'd request cavity search every time. Yeah, he would have slowed me down. However, he would have fit in perfect.
Yeah.
He would have fit in perfect. Kelly was there, so Kelly and I hung out. We had a good time. Yeah. Between his purple hair and my sports coat, we made the perfect team.
Perfect match.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, that's my car in there. How's it going, Fernando? Thanks for everything, guys. There you go.
Everything's going fantastic.
It is going fantastic.
Everything's going fantastic.
And this next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at arcaudio.com. Yes. Now, normally we talk about cool stuff like the Blackbird, talk about the Nighthawk, we talk about the new 12 to 16, the new 6 to 8. $550 affordable DSP. But this is something that it got destroyed on my way home because it was in my laptop pouch. This is something that our good friend Fred made. And of course I said, is it downloadable on your site? And he goes,
no, what would it be?
Yeah. I said, well, that's, and then immediately I shamed him and said, that's dumb. He goes, when I get back, I'll make it downloadable. Now he's not getting back for at least another month. Okay. So, but when it is downloadable, no, he has other places he has to go. So I think it's about another month before he gets home. But he could probably do it from the road. I don't know what the deal is. But either way, I shamed him into downloading this. This is a really good chart that they modified and added that shows like frequency response. This one has like instruments and how it looks. So there are other ones of these you can download. Like we had one on the wall forever until we got the laser that got in the way of it. But this was part of his training, and this is always nice to have on the wall, just so if like you're trying to figure out what frequency range an instrument plays in. Me not playing instruments, that's why we had it on the wall, so we could see like if we're trying to get more of that. We know where it's at, what frequencies to play with. It's very important. I thought this was really cool. When he does have it available up on the website, I will do that. But that is no excuse why you shouldn't head over there to arcaudio.com and check out all the new DSPs that are having in April, May, June. I think June. We still have more announcements, like new products. Can you believe it? They've already announced like, I don't know, it feels like 50 new products. It's not. It's like 6 or 8.
What's this carpet mafia car audio?
Who the heck knows, man? Anyways.
Copyright.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, so check it out. Anyways.
That's fantastic.
Oh, wait a minute. It was this one. Sorry. I'm illusioned out. Illusion Carbon C3 CXs just can't keep up with the RAM. As you stated before, they sound great to a certain volume, but beyond that, distortion. Distort. Can you recommend a 3.5 or 4 inch? 4 inches are easy. There's actually a lot of 4 inch out there now.
Arc Audio makes a 4 inch.
Arc makes a 4. Blam makes a 4. Helix makes a 4. Everybody makes a 4. Really, that's the easy one. But a 4 is big. You're going to have to do some modification. You get a 4 in there as opposed to a 3.5. Like that half inch, that's a lot, believe it or not. So if you're going to modify it, you may just want to find, like a 2.5 and a tweak, higher end that can handle more power, or a 3.5 and a tweak, because most of these manufacturers. Oh, sorry. Let me finish this, and then I'll get back. I'll tell you what was funny. Most of these guys have decided that they can't make a coaxial that sounds anywhere near this. So going with a 2-piece unit, maybe put the tweeter in the side, 3.5 in the front, might be what you're looking for. So let me hide this for a second. So while we were there, while I was there, CMA, Phil, Mr. Phil-tastic, he had Fred go out to his car and help him tune his Audison system. Okay. Even though he works for ARC, he was like, "Yeah, Phil, I'll go," because everybody loves Phil, and the guys at ARC are always nice. They want everyone to have a good experience, which is fantastic. So, anyways, goes out there, tunes the car. Wait, who was it? Was it Phil? No, it wasn't Phil. Who had that? Oh, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. But no, he tuned the car, and that was great. Different story. They're getting really tired.
Sure.
Josh had a set of the 6903s in the car.
Okay.
And
not our Kenwood Josh.
Yeah, our Kenwood Josh.
Okay.
6903. Sorry, Phil was a whole other story. It didn't really matter. My brain was connecting two stories that were unrelated. Either way, the moral of the story is Fred listened to the C3s from Kenwood.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Holy crap, these things actually sound really good. What are they?" And he's like, "These are an expensive C3 3.5s." Yeah. And he's like, "Really?" And he's like, because he started out very pompous, which is, I'm sure how Brad feels about this, is no 3.5 can play above 12,000 hertz successfully. It's just not possible. Until he heard the Kenwoods, and he goes, "Holy crap, these things like play all the way up almost flat." And he was like, yeah, we know. And so anyways, it was like, I go, "Hey, Fred, when you get back, tell Brad all about that." I always want to send Brad a pair and be like, "Hey, just make these handle more power."
Mm-hmm.
They already sound good. Just make them handle more power.
Yeah.
Ad agrees. He says the
C3CX is
great. I agree. It's not loud enough. I would suggest Morel if you like that sound. Very good. There you go. It's a good suggestion. Let me just click that there. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Go ahead. Read it to me.
Good afternoon, guys. What is the best way to find guys like yourselves in Long Island, New York?
Oh, hey, what's up? Long Island, New York. Where are you getting Iceland? It's Island?
Island?
Or Island?
Long Island?
Long Island. Long Island.
Is Island? Is an S in there.
Yeah, Island. That's Island. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's Long Island. You know what Long Island, New York is?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen gangs in New York.
Yes, but it's like...
Island is spelled like that. Really?
Yes.
First time?
No, but it's always been like, like, what is the other one? The other state. This says Massachusetts?
Massachusetts? Whatever. Who cares? That's Island is like...
Long Island.
Yeah, Long
New
Island.
York.
Yeah.
Where Instagram. You can find?
Instagram. Type in Long Island, New York, and car stereo and see what pops up. It's a great search engine. Or use the Googles with the AIs and see who you can find.
Rhode Island.
Or drive to Maryland.
Drive to Maryland. Yeah. Here you go.
Drive to Boston.
I can make anything for you.
Brad says I'm still here. I know you are, buddy. That's why I was calling you out. I was having fun. That was me poking fun. I'm poking the bear. Rhode Island. There goes another one.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Iceland.
It's Iceland. It says right there.
It does not say Iceland. That's beyond silly.
It says Iceland right there.
You're mental. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. I'm gonna pull this one out. I'm so tired. Hey.
There you go. This is a question for you.
Man, finally made it. It's okay. Hey, man. It's okay.
Thank you.
What is it?
Oh, sorry. Ooh,
that's okay. They're moving fast.
Yeah.
For a comp RT10, is 0.6 feet cubed would be benefit to run 2 of the kicker radiators instead of 1. I have room to fit 2, so just playing with the idea. So here's the thing. Kicker, the tech support people at Kicker are well-versed in subwoofer. They all have the software up on their desk and ready to go. I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination on Kicker subwoofers and what is going to sound better and what is not. However, they are, and they offer a 1-800 number that you can call, and they will answer these questions for you. Like Cody. Cody used to be. That's literally what he did. We interviewed him. Now he's a national sales trainer. It's pretty, or worldwide. I don't know. Anyways, my point is that Kicker is really good at helping you out with this stuff. So by all means, please call them and let them help you. So they're going to be the ones that know best.
Jesus Christ.
When will Kenwood direct replacement go on sale? So right now it's April. We're shooting for May. So May is.
So we're still in May because we decided May.
They decided May. So right now we're shooting for May. There was some betting going on whether it was going to be June, but right now they're shooting for May.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. You say Massachusetts, Boston Red Sox, and from MA, baby. Go Sox! Just do your laundry. That's all I got to say. Hey, DNF, I post this link to a new micro soldering island.
Iceland, yeah.
Yep. I thought it might be of interest. So I didn't show you. But
You didn't show me.
I didn't show you.
Saludos!
I got to do a video on this. But before we wrap it up, Marty, who was at with Cicada, so the Martin Tool Company soldering gun. The reason I haven't pulled this out of the box yet was because I had said in the video I don't want to scratch it, or I'll probably end up scratching it. And you know how I feel about scratches on stuff.
Yeah.
I got a prototype cover for it while I was at CMA.
Wow.
So
Silicone?
people always ask, oh yeah. This is just a prototype. We already figured out how we're going to change it, so it's going to be changed. But everyone, if you're familiar with the Aussie irons, they all came in colors.
Yes.
So we're not going to do colors on the Aussie iron because just like when we buy the IRTA2, we got to buy 500 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to buy 500.
So was the
solution
color?
to that is going to be black, like it is right here. So the main color is black.
Yeah.
Okay,
But the cover?
The covers are going to come in 5 different colors.
Okay.
He's still trying to figure out how he wants to sell them and like maybe get like 2 colors, buy one get one free. I don't know. Yeah. But so this is coming. Doesn't exist. I'm probably not supposed to be showing it to you.
Are it gonna be customizable?
No, because you still got to buy. You still have to buy 500 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
He's buying 5 colors.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have way more of these than he does soldering irons.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
that's cool.
Yeah. No.
Like
so this is what. So I'm excited because I'll do a video talking about it more. But this is coming. So if you've gotten one or you're thinking about getting one, and the thing you have to remember, guys, is that we keep these things on all day long. Like these are pro tools. These are not like this ain't the Ryobi stuff.
These guys.
I know, Mike, and that's the only. I know you're watching, and that is the only reason why I went and got that to show. Because, Fang, we're gonna actually cut it at 6 tonight, or at 60 minutes tonight, because Dean needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
Fernando.
No, we didn't even have the chance to put it on, so we just listen to Biggie.
Yeah, he jammed out on the Biggie all day long.
Yeah.
Yep, uncomfortable. It happens. I mean. I'm not a fan of the red for that. I mean,
I want the yellow.
There's going to be
greenish color. Yeah, that was the best color for me.
Don't worry, it's because he said that's coming. Cool. So you want the Sharpie color.
Yeah, because it looks, you can miss it even under the car, whatever you're gonna have.
I'm gonna go right here real quick. Would you recommend running bigger wire for an 80-watt RMS? For mids and highs, or is it stock wiring sufficient for 2021 RAM? Also, thoughts on MVX subs and amps. Your factory wiring is plenty big for the amount of power and signal you're going to be putting from them. Tony D'Amore, the creator of the DD1 and also the new creator of Modus amplifiers, he's an engineer. He's not just some dude that talks stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I know. He had to leave because he had homework to do. He's like, I'm taking this math class, and then he tried to explain the math.
He's still doing.
So the math, he's explaining this math class. So no, your factory wiring is fine. NVX, they make okay stuff. I mean, it's a price point product. It works.
Your factory wiring is fine.
Yeah, your factory wiring is fine. So Tony was telling me about this class that he's taking for math. So there's only so many math classes you can take in college. Okay, and there's 2 left. And then he'll have taken all the math classes, apparently, that you can take.
In the world,
And there again, I don't know how true it is because I don't take these kind of classes, but this is where he's at in his field. So this last class is, he's like, so the class starts out by telling you, all those calculus and trig and all those formulas that you took. He goes, just throw those away. Those don't actually mean shit. Those are just there to kind of get your brain working. So this class is, he says, so this is the problem. You have a saline solution at 20%, and it's exiting at X velocity per, whatever. So much water is coming out. You're filling it with a 10% saline solution at an X rate. What is all the math that has to do with that? Like, when is it going to totally change? At what rate? What time?
What percentage of the...
Yeah. And I'm like, so are you trying to figure out like if the sun is at this degree and the grass is growing this fast? That's basically what this math is. It's like real math on how things actually work. And I go, that sounds really hard. And Juan goes, dude, they don't even use numbers. He's like, it's all just letters. And I go, screw that.
All right. Last question, guys.
Looking for a dash kit for an 09 Ford Flex. Found one for 2010 to 2012, but not for 2009. Any ideas where I don't know where you've looked, but I'll put up the page. So this is where you would go to find all our stuff. Go ahead and hide that. So pack-audio.com, maestro-audio, link.com, Metro Online. I don't have to read them all. But these are all the places that sell dash kits that we use. So if you take a screenshot right now, you'll be able to figure that out. That's all I got. So we're going to end it there. This show is brought to you by the fine folks of us. So head over to DNF Tool Drawer, where you can find the IRTA 2 channel electrical RTA.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's electrical.
I'd also like to thank you, the viewers, the fans, the people that ask us questions and make this show possible. Thank you so much for asking great questions tonight. I don't remember what any of them are because, I got to be honest, it just went by very fast. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Arc Audio, Audio Control, Focal, Moscone, Gladen. Thank them, and thank you.
And if we didn't answer your question, Saturday, we're going to do this again. Hopefully he feels better.
It's Saturday. It's only Monday, so we got plenty of time.
So,
yeah, that's it. That's all.
Thank
you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you back here on Instagram. Best place to find us. Have a good day. Bye.